Okay, my name's Rich Noir. This is Cash Feelings. Today I'm here with someone who I want to say I first heard his music maybe it might have been like 8 years ago at this point. A while
Probably,
back.
maybe.
Yeah, so I heard something online somewhere at first.
Yeah.
And then I was chilling with my homegirl and she had a full project of yours at the time. And I remember she was telling me she's going to play a Toronto project, so my mind was already kind of like, okay, fuck, like, she's going to play one of her homie shits, it's going to be trash, like, I wasn't expecting much. And she played me her shit, and I'm like, yo, this is actually very dope. Like, I fuck with it.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, from then, I feel like there was a little gap. Like, maybe you took some time off, and I wasn't really hearing you drop as much until recently. But I feel like it appears to me, just from the outside looking in, kind of like you've been behind the scenes, not just like fucking around, but preparing for this time now. So, without further ado, my nigga NUE.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Appreciate you, man. So I was doing my research before the interview to try to see what I could find, and I found like some article type shit, but never like a full length, much like video interviews about you. So I want to kind of start from the beginning so that people kind of know who NUE really is.
Yeah.
Feel me? Where does the NUE story begin? Where were you born and raised and shit?
I'm born in Scarborough. I grew up in Malvern. You know Malvern?
Of course.
On the east side, you know what I'm saying? Grew up in Scarborough.
Okay,
Born and raised.
What's your actual like background and shit, like ethnicity wise?
Both of my parents are Jamaican.
So full Jamaican.
Yeah.
How would you describe growing up in Scarborough, your household at the time? Did you have like a big family, mom, dad in the house? What was your actual immediate household like?
I had I'm like the only boy. I got like 5 sisters, you know what I'm saying? And
where do you fall in that, please?
They all older than me, so I'm like the youngest of all of them, so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a couple of brothers, but I know they wasn't in my house, you know what I'm saying?
Direct household.
Yeah, I didn't live with them, you know what I'm saying?
So what was that like? What was that dynamic like being the only boy in a house full of all sisters? Like, what was that like growing up being just the only kid that's not, with a bunch of sisters in your house? What was that like? Like, what kind of house was it like?
It was crazy, like, you see and shit, like, everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything that a girl go through, teenage, it's crazy, especially in that high school time when, like, you know what I'm saying? Because all my siblings are relatively, like, closer in age.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? As, like, the youngest, you see all this shit. You might not be taking it in then, but, like, you taking it, like, it's mad, like, game type of...
It's part of your psyche, regardless.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You growing up, like, in the crib is only girls, you know what I'm saying? My dad, like, my mom was just my mom, like, a single mom, so...
Yeah.
Just women in the crib, and it's, like... I don't know, I feel like it kind of, like, influenced my music now.
In what way?
Didn't, like, I don't know, I have, like, an inside look on certain shit, like, you know what I'm saying? That, like, it's crazy you have a sister that, like, she... in a relationship, nigga fucked her over or whatever, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Girl shit.
Yeah.
And you just there, you know what I'm saying? Taking it in, you know what I'm saying? Hearing, you know what I'm saying? That's like all this shit. Like, I be making like a lot of melodic shit, so it kind of like ties in, like I have like an inside.
Do you feel like having that female influence and experience so close in your household played a way in how you maneuver with women in your life?
I want to say yeah, but definitely not. Like, nah, like.
Like you knew what not to do, but you didn't
I
necessarily
do,
follow
but
that.
I don't really like. I know.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
It is what it is.
It's like it is what it is, because I feel like I was saying this to my boy the other day. You either gonna be super like if you grow up with all sisters, you're gonna either be super into whatever the fuck they into, some girl shit, or you're gonna be just against, you just not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was on the second side, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like the youngest boy. I'm just like, don't come in my room.
I'm doing my own thing type shit.
I'm playing video games, like, don't come in my room, you know what I'm saying? Like, that type of shit, so.
Fact.
Yeah.
What kind of kid would you say you are, like, before you were doing music and kind of shit? Like, what was your hobbies? What kind of things were you into?
I wasn't even really into anything, like, you know what I'm saying? I dropped out of high school when I was 16, like...
Before even high school, like, childhood, like, were you doing sports? Were you, like, a video game kid?
I was, like, a video game kid. I was more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up, my mom never really wanted me to go outside in terms of, like, she knew the area that we grew, that it was, you know what I'm saying? She didn't really want me, because she even sent me to school. Like, I went to public school in Gilwood, which is, like, more on, like, where, like, the bluffs are closer to that area.
Yeah.
Where it's, like, I had to take the bus mad far to go even there, because she didn't want me over there. Like, she didn't want me in that area.
Like around all the fuck shit.
Yeah, from a young age.
Yeah.
She didn't want me at all around it whatsoever. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't even tell you what I was into. I was more so just doing, like, this being a kid. Like, I played my video games, I played a little basketball, soccer, but, like, nothing crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Just...
Okay. So you mentioned that when it came to high school and shit, you dropped out. What kind of student were you in the beginning, and how did you end up dropping out of high school, and what was the reason?
When I got to high school, I was, like, going so many different schools, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be at this public school, then I go into this middle school, like, across the city, and this. So I didn't really have no friends, no ties. Like, a lot of people, they just go up with their same friends. Oh, we was in elementary, now we was in middle school, now we're in high school. But, like, I didn't ever have no long relationship with no friends. Like,
what was the reason for that constant switch?
Because my mom, she'd just be like, you know what I'm saying, like, at first she would want me to go to this school, but then, you know what I'm saying, I'm not trying to travel that far. As the older I get, I'm like, I'm gonna go to this school, I'm gonna go to that school. So I never really cared, like, early on, I didn't really care about having, like, for whatever reason, I just didn't care about having, like, a best friend or, like, whatever. Like, I'll go to school and be like, all right, see these niggas at school, and then I go home. I'd chill with my, like, cousin or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit I was on, like, you know what I'm saying? When I was in high school, like, I went to a high school called Woburn.
Okay.
And Scarborough and nowhere. It's like a lame, like, more so like a lame school, what people would call it. You know what I'm saying?
But your mom was trying to keep you out the way.
She was trying to keep me out the way, but after that, it wasn't even really her. I just went to the school because it was, like, relatively closer to my crib, and I knew a couple of shorties that went to that school. So that was, like, the deciding factor. It had nothing to do with school. It was just girls.
Close by, there's girls there. It's easier for you.
Yeah.
How did you end up, like, what was that point in your life where you said, fuck school, I'm dropping out? Like, what was that like, and how did your mom take that?
I was more so, like, I just didn't care. Like, I was just, like, I always knew, like, from a younger age, like, I was just, like, when you get to, I feel like when I got to, like, 15 and then, or 14, 15, when I was, like, I don't fuck with any of this shit, like, in terms of, like, I could do it, like, I'll do it, but, like, I don't fuck with it like that. Like, it don't make me feel like I want to do it my whole life. So that's the type of person I am. Like, I was just like, and then like, my older brother, like, he would be like, he was out of school, and I met my older brother when I was, like, around that time, grade 9, grade 10, and my older brother produced for me.
Okay.
Like, a producer for me now.
Dope.
And, like, at that time, like, I didn't really know him like that, you know what I'm saying? So I met him around that time in grade 10, and he would be, like, picking me up from the school, like, early, like, when he wake up, like, at noon.
Like, come on, nigga, let's go.
And he not doing shit. You see, he's at the crib. Like, he's like, all right, let's go, like, from noon. And I was like, I ended up doing that so many times. I was like, I don't care. Like, I just didn't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom didn't want me to not go, but, like, at the same time, like, I just always been that type of person. Like, if I was not going, you know what I'm saying? She's not going to tell the police or tell someone that I'm not going to school. She don't hate me, you know what I'm saying? But, like,
so she wanted you to go, but she wasn't going to fucking
she didn't want me that bad. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
To make you not go.
Yeah, for sure. And that's, like, probably when you heard my music.
That was around that time.
2013. Probably around that time, yeah.
So was your older brother a producer even back then?
He was a producer and a rapper, so I was just chilling in the crib. I wasn't even rapping, I didn't make music, but, like, one time I was freestyling in the crib with him, and he's like, you should just record. And, like, I did a tape, like, in 2 days, literally, because, like, that's just what it was. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Just did 2 days and then put it out. Probably the same tape you heard.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
But there was something about, even when I heard that tape, because I feel like at that time, even when you were releasing music, I didn't know it was so new to you, but it didn't sound like the typical Toronto sound for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, of the music that was coming out at that time. But I want to get into all that a little bit later.
Yeah.
When did actual hip-hop music, like, physically come into your life as a listener first? Like, what was the first early shit that made you fuck with hip-hop in the first place?
Probably So Far Gone. I just never listened. Like, it was crazy. Like, I'll listen to music, but like, you know, I wasn't fucking with the music that like a lot of the people I was like, because if I was going to like a school far away, they'd be into some shit that I was just not really into. So I was never like into discovering music, because back then it wasn't even easy to discover shit. You know what I'm saying? It was more like, it was like
there wasn't so much access.
It wasn't Instagram, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you go on your Instagram, you see whatever, but like, probably so far gone because it was like my sisters watched Degrassi or whatever, and they knew Drake. They played the shit in the crib. My sisters always played R&B in the crib and rap in the crib. Like, my real first introduction is probably like from I was like born, like 2-3 years old. Like I got mad sisters, so they just be playing like.
Do you think that R&B influence from your sisters is part of the reason why you're so melodic today?
Probably. I just like melody in general. Like, I don't know if it's influenced by that, but I just think that that's just dope as shit in music. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, having that melody that nobody can get out of their head. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
Fact. I want to talk a little bit when I went from you appreciating music as a listener to that point where you said, yo, I think I can maybe write my own shit. How did that first experience came where you actually wrote your own lyrics? How did that come about?
Probably around that time I was with my brother, and we was just chilling in his basement, and he had like bought an MPC, and he bought like, Fruity Loops. He was making his own music, and then I would just see his process. He would write it, and then I would write music, and then I wrote it, and then I put it out, and like, I think that's a lot of the reason why I didn't make music for many. Like, I'll just fuck around with it. Like, I didn't take it seriously probably until like 2 years ago, till like 2018 probably, or 2017, 2-3 years ago. Because before that, it was just like, I didn't like writing it. I didn't like sitting down and just writing music, listen to beat for hours and writing it. It wasn't like,
the process wasn't fun to you.
Yeah, it wasn't. So I was just like, and like, my brother's like, you gotta enjoy it because you could do it. And I'm just like, nah, like, I don't fuck with it like that. Like, you know.
But was he telling you like, yo, you're so fucking good at it?
Yeah,
like,
that's what he was saying.
If you fucking harness this craft, you could be something, but you're just like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I would still do it, but it's just like, I don't know, my process.
You weren't prioritizing it.
I wasn't, and then, it's pretty much how I started.
So when you dropped your first actual release Dreamcatcher?
Yeah.
That the project I'm talking about?
That I did in 2 days, yeah.
Yeah, so see, I wouldn't have imagined that. Like, that shit to me, like, it's weird because I wasn't even in Toronto these times. I was in London.
Okay, that's crazy.
Talking to a girl, and this, like, London, Ontario, not London, England.
Okay.
I was in London, Ontario, and a girl from Toronto was putting me onto this music. So in my mind, it's like, yo, this guy knows people are fucking with it. But in your head, you probably don't know, like, you don't know who's hearing your shit. You never know who's patched in.
I didn't
So I was like, yo, I want to hear this. I want to hear his follow up, and you're just probably just fucking around. I didn't know you made it.
And
in
I
2
didn't
days.
drop it. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people say that to me. They'd be like, yo, I was waiting for you to. They're like, you could have been blown up for like.
But did you know you had that base of people that were patched in?
I didn't know. I literally didn't know. Like, people would tell me, but like, I'd be on Twitter and like, I get a little bit of buzz, but it wasn't like
crazy
stupid,
to overwhelming.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it wasn't like that. And plus, it was like we just did that shit in 2 days, and my brother couldn't mix, and he just tried to mix it, and we just did it, and it's crazy that people fucked with it like that.
But I feel like that was part of it.
Yeah.
Like, the part of the reason I appreciated it is you could tell, like, it wasn't too polished, it was raw, but there was like talent there, and it was like, yo, if this person harnesses this talent, this could be some crazy shit. But then again, your perspective is some different shit.
Yeah.
How did you guys even release 2013? What was the platform to release? Was it SoundCloud? What was it back then?
I'm pretty sure it was SoundCloud or like Audio Mac or some shit like that. Probably, I think it was SoundCloud. I'm pretty sure it was SoundCloud.
So you released that in 2013. Did you drop? When's the first time you actually started dropping visuals and shit?
I dropped visuals that same time, probably 2014, but you know what I'm saying? It was crazy because like I had people fucking with me. There's people that was actually like older than me. I was like 16, 17. There's people older than me that's like 23, 24 in the city doing their thing that's like, yo, I want to fuck with you. So we just did that shit, but I just wasn't on the time. Like, they were on the time like, yo, we need to do this shit right now. We need to get it right now. And I was just more so just doing it. I didn't care to do it at the level where I'm doing it now.
You didn't understand the sense of urgency?
Nah, I didn't, you know? I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I just was just, it was crazy when you think about it, because like, you know, like, but like, it's the process is why I am who I am now, you know what I'm saying?
it's all in the timing happens when it's supposed to happen.
Facts.
So, what was the actual video that you dropped though? What was the video off that project that you dropped? Do you remember?
Outrageous. What was the intro? I think that was the intro. That was the intro? Was it? Yeah.
Outrageous?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was the feedback like from the video?
It was good. I remember, like, people was tweet, like, I got, like, I don't know, like, Cardinal Official or some shit, like, tweeted me or some shit.
Established people that...
Yeah, established people,
thing.
yeah.
But it still didn't make you fucking think that you have to...
Nah, because at that time, like, I was just, like, I'm a big Drake fan, you know what I'm saying? So I was just, like, all I was in. That's the only wave I was just, like, my thing. I was just listening to that. I was listening to Kanye, Drake, but I wasn't listening, no offense to Cardinal Official, I wasn't listening to him.
It's not necessarily your age.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it didn't mean as much as a Drake co-sign would have meant at the time. That probably put a battery in your back.
For sure, for sure.
I want to talk a little bit about your style back then compared to your style now, because it was so long ago, to be honest with you. Like, I looked for it, I think you deleted the project since. Like, I couldn't find it online.
There's still people with it. Sometimes I get in people's car and they...
I was on my research thing, and some niggas like, I have it. But it's just like, I have it. I can't even send it to you like I have it, you know?
Bro. Like, I be getting cheese. I'm like, yo, nigga, you gotta delete that off your phone. No. Right here. Like, you know.
I'm not gonna out there, but I know one, two man that has it. But what I really wanted to touch on was, like, it's weird to me because I remember thinking it was so dope, but I couldn't necessarily remember, like 8 years ago, right? So I couldn't necessarily remember exactly what it sounded like because it was so long ago. I just remember your name and it being dope. Yeah. And even the artwork behind it, something about the way it was presented, I'm like, I fuck with this for some reason.
Yeah.
But I feel like since now there was like a shift musically in your style, like when you compare to later releases.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, like the shit back then was still melodic.
It wasn't as,
but not as melodic as today. So why the change? Like, what caused that change?
After that, I didn't make music probably from 2013 to 2016. 3 years I probably didn't even make music. I just didn't have the my brother got more serious in what he was doing, so I didn't have the facilities, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't passionate enough about it to pay for it at the time. So it was just like, I was just living my life, being young, you know what I'm saying? Like, moving into a condo and doing crazy, like partying and shit like that. Like, that's the type of shit I was on. Like, I would make music once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't like on it like every week, so I didn't make no music. And then when I hopped back into it, it was, I can't remember why I hopped back into it, but like I was more so like, let me just do this, because like every time I be with my boys and we freestyle or whatever, like I go into a room and like I'd be in like New York or LA just going for whatever reason, and someone be like, oh, you look like a rapper. So and then mad people were just telling me to do it, so I just did it. And then I think the sound had changed because I was listening to like Thug and like Future and like that type of shit at that time, so I was like, throw an auto-tune on there. And then the second I was like fucking with the auto-tune and I realized I could just like make a song right there. I don't have to write it, I could just be right there and just, then that's when I was like,
that kind of take the pressure off you a little bit. Like, I don't have to commit so much time with a pen and a pad. I can just go there, express myself without committing so much time to like, it's not tedious anymore.
Yeah, and most people would say, you're not paying respect to it, or you gotta put in. No, I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I disagree with that, though. I don't believe in that old school way of thinking.
Yeah, I don't. You don't have to do anything. You know
that's what makes it art.
Yeah, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you don't even have to say, like, get on the mic and do what you want. If that's what you like, then that's what you like. It's just a song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like that's like the beautiful part about Thug.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's good, it's good. You can't fucking equate it to words and fucking similes and metaphors. Good music is good music.
Yeah.
Because it's good music, and that's
and then when I started hearing that, that's really when I was more passionate about music, because like I feel like shit was more of like a traditional kind of like set way. It has to be like this, it has to be like that. And then once you have artists like Future and Thug that's just showing you, it's just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, they living their life, like their life, whatever it is, they getting it out right there. Whether it's in 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 2 hours, like, you know what I'm saying? They're getting it out right there. And I feel like there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Like writing, yeah, you could probably have your thoughts more organized, but that feeling, that feeling that makes people like, that hits you in your chest, and that feeling like you said it for the first time. Like if you say it in your crib and you're reading over it and you're reciting it over and over, when you get to the studio and you say it, you're gonna say it like you're reading it. You know what I'm saying?
That's some of the biggest problems. And then niggas will book a studio session, come in and say it, and then you have to book another session because you remember it now and come back and do it again.
Yeah. You gotta say it like the first time you say it. The first time you say anything, it just come out.
Especially if you're still reading it.
Yeah, if you just say it, that was natural. It just came out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the pro to that is people connect a little bit more with the emotion behind that because they can tell it's the first thing that came out of your head type shit. There's something special about that.
That's what's hitting this generation. Obviously, in the earlier generation, like in the 90s, you have niggas like Nas, you have niggas like Jay, whatever. But like, we can't. Whatever people like, and they like it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the generation that it is. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like even with your new drops, what makes you stand out to me is like you still have that lyrical ability that's incorporated with the melody.
Yeah.
Like I always say, it's kind of like a cheat code when a rapper is a rapper first and finds melody, like, or becomes more melodic because they get a little bit more how to like fuck with words.
Yeah.
So if you really understand melody as a science and you can rap,
it's
kind of like a little bit of cheat code. Would you think, is that something that's important to you to still have content that like, even if it comes off the top of your head, you know that it's like something of substance that matters?
Yeah, for sure. Because those same rappers that influenced me, they still have, all my favorite rappers, they have those bars, whether you say their bars or not, whether it's Thug will say some shit.
If you break down Thug shit though, like if you really break it down on paper, if you wrote it out, he's talking
to me, a bar is some shit that you say it, and when you say it, only you can say that. And that's your shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what makes it a bar. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Bar, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a Drake could have a Drake bar. You can't say, if you try to say that shit, you sound corny.
Sound ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but if Thug will have a Thug bar and he'll say some wild shit that if you try to say, you probably sound crazy.
But that's Thug. So it works.
Exactly.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I saw recently you posted a clip of you doing the like the hot freestyle, the red room or red whatever it's called shit.
Yeah.
And your caption was, "Can you rap like me?"
Yeah.
And you also did a XXL freestyle shit. Do you ever get the temptation to just rap because you know you can rap?
No.
At maybe a higher level than niggas? Like, why that caption?
It's so funny because my boys, niggas in this room would tell me, you're a singer, you're an R&B singer. That's probably talk like, well, you're not a rapper, bro. Shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, that's the type of shit that I'd be like, yo, because I don't know, naturally, that's just shit, it comes easy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do it. Like, that's not a problem. And I always say that to them all the time. I'm like, you're going to push me to do some shit, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, bet.
Like, you're going to make me bar niggas up.
You're going to make me.
Just to show you that if I wanted to.
If I wanted to, I could do it.
do this.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody, period, like, there's niggas, like, obviously, I respect everybody, but I know I could rap, like, you know what I'm saying? I could rap. And I don't have to, like, that's what I'm saying. I like
not to prove it.
I don't have to prove it.
But it's just like, yo, if this is a fucking lane, if you guys want me to rap,
I can do it. There's
just
no
show you I can do it, and then let me cut from it and do my melodic shit.
Nobody can rap and be like, cause you know what I'm saying? Niggas can rap. There's other niggas that can rap, but like I can rap, bro. Like telling, like I ain't even trying to talk about it like that. Like that freestyle, people's like, yo, I was even getting my hair cut yesterday, and my barber's like, yo. And then my barber would never say shit. He always knows that I make music. He's like, oh, I see you doing your thing. He was like geeked yesterday. He was like, yo, that freestyle. I was like, I'm like, of everything, this is the shit that you guys talk to me about.
It's fucked up because there is that fan base of people who don't really understand the melodic shit. But the second you give them a bar, they're like, oh, like a rapidy rap bar. Then that's what connects with them.
Yeah, and I did that shit.
So sometimes it's important. I guess just like a slight reminder. And then back to regular scheduled programming.
Yeah. I get more enjoyment out of making music, like songs, musical songs, you know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
Yeah.
But I think it's important every once in a blue moon just to remind niggas. Not important, but it's just fun. It's fun to.
It's fun, it is.
You said that when you took that hiatus, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't have the drive, you didn't necessarily want to invest the funds. How did you know in 2017 that this was the right time to come back? Or did you know?
I had made this song with my bro. My bro, like, me and him, like, you know, My bro is like, he's hilarious. Like, he was rapping, and the thing is like, if I'm rapping and he's rapping, we got that brotherly competition, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is like, we didn't make music for mad long because he was taking his shit seriously. He's like, I'm only gonna work on my shit. And I'm like, I respect it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then when he had like some change of heart, and then he's like, yo, I made you a bunch of beats. I wasn't even rapping. He's like, I made you some beats. You need to rap on these beats. And then like the first beat I heard, I rapped on it. I went to his crib and I recorded it, and then we had put it out on, I think it was SoundCloud and YouTube, probably 2017. Put it out, and then the song was called Alaska, and then like it kind of went up. Like I got like a DM and like from like a dude at Complex. He's like, yo, we want to premiere this song on our YouTube, whatever. And they sent me some contract, and then the song kind of went up. You know what I'm saying? So like after that, I hadn't had a song where it was like it was going up, and I was like getting mad deep, like messages every day from people being like, yo, you're my favorite artist.
Just off that one song.
So the one song. You know what I'm saying?
So that gave you the battery in your back to like, maybe I should just try this shit.
And like after that, that's the song that I got signed.
Off that song?
Off that song, yeah. Yeah, I dropped that song, and then like, it's crazy, like, this is how careless I was with my shit. This embodies everything, like, from when I first started in like 2013, 2014, there was like this Facebook fan page. The people that was fucking with me was running it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that existed. I never had Facebook my whole life, you know what I'm saying?
So you didn't know a fan page existed at all?
I didn't know it was existent. And then like, I was like just chilling one day after I put out that song Alaska, probably about a week later, and then someone messaged me. Someone messaged like, yo, some crazy shit happened. Some dude I hadn't talked to in mad long. I was like, what? He's like, have you been checking your email? I was like, what email? He's like, oh, this email that's connected to this? I'm like, no. And then like, he told me the email, and I ended up getting into the email, and it was like mad labels over
trying to contact you
that I would have never even seen.
Holy fuck.
That I didn't even know was happening. Like, that's how careless I was with my shit, because I wasn't doing it like that, you know what I'm saying?
You weren't
like,
pursuing it so actively, like some of these rappers that are like,
so then
hard.
Literally after that, I just sat at the crib, respond to all the emails, and then like the next week, me and some of my boys, we drove to New York and took like mad meetings, you know what I'm saying, like with all these labels, and it was just like, and after that, I was just like, alright, I'm gonna do this, you know what I'm saying, like, cause I'm like,
it's getting kind of fucking real at this point.
It's getting real where I could get some money, you know what I'm saying, I could get some money, and you know what I'm saying, I could be just making music, where it's like, no, like I love music, but you know what I'm saying, like sometimes it's just like the grind, I fuck with the grind, I've been through the grind, you know what I'm saying, but like, it's different when shit start, you know what I'm saying.
I want to talk a little bit about that, because I think it might have been around 2017 when you got signed 2017?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a year and a bit ago, I had heard that you signed at 300. And even for me, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I heard this guy like so long ago, and I hadn't really heard the new shit. Like, I hadn't heard the Alaska song. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, he signed at 300. So I'm like, how did this happen? I didn't really understand. I'm like, there must have been some shit going on that I'm not privy to.
What happened was, when I got when I went into my email, it was just like mad 300 people. Like there's like Thugs, A&R. He had been emailing me from time, but I just responded to the most recent email. There's like a couple people there that was emailing me, but this one dude who emailed me latest, I emailed him back, and because I started talking to him like first. You
guys just had that communication.
That connection. That's the type of person I am, where it's like, you know what I'm saying, like I could go to all these labels, but like I don't care about what you're talking about. Like I need to be able to fuck with you. Like you're my, like when we went to New York and when I went over there, it was just like, there's people here I can actually fuck with. Like I'll talk to them like I'm talking to you. Like I don't have to be like, you know what I'm saying. So that's how that happened. Like it wasn't no behind the scenes. I had just put out that song.
That's crazy how life works out sometimes.
Yeah.
At that time, because 300 now is home to people like Thug, Gunna, T Grizzly, there's multiple people on 300. Was who their roster was at the time one of the reasons why you felt it would be beneficial to sign under them?
Yeah and no. At the same time, I was like, Like, I fuck with these artists, but, like, I need to be priority in certain situations, you know what I'm saying? That's why I fucked with the person I ended up fucking with over there, because it's just like I could have been under whatever thug shit, you know what I'm saying, or this and that, but I didn't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to be myself, have my own brand, have my own people around me, and that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So that mattered more to me.
Talk to me a little bit about that, because you say you wanted to have your own people around you, but you started off just fucking around doing a tape in 2 days. I'm assuming there wasn't a team in place.
There's no
based
team.
on those 2
like
days.
Everyone that you see.
So how did the people you have around you now? How did that internal team outside of 300 form?
Everyone you see around me now, they're not like music people or whatever they're doing now. They weren't doing it. You know what I'm saying? I just knew that like these are my niggas. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing this, this is what's going on for me, and we could all get some money. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas gotta figure it out, learn some shit, or do whatever. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Same people I work with now, like through management or like through like artwork, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like they do it and they do it at a good level, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just my boys, you know what I'm saying? Like
so these are people that you knew prior to music and shit.
When I wasn't doing music, they weren't doing music. They weren't working on anything. They were just doing what I was doing. We were just turning up. You know what I'm saying?
As your situation came about, who delegated who's gonna do what though? Like how did that happen? Who's gonna
trial
play
and
what
error?
role?
It didn't, like, it just happened, like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of told, like, it, obviously you'd be like, oh, I probably guided shit in certain ways, but I never told anybody you're gonna be this or you're gonna do that.
It naturally happened.
It just naturally kind of happened. Yeah.
That's dope. But I wanna, because your situation is a little bit unique. There's not too many Toronto artists in this recent time who have had that similar experience to you right now, right?
For sure.
Talk to me a little bit about navigating those waters from a kid coming from the city, taking a break, all of a sudden shit's turning up, and now you're in a big label meeting. Was it ever like intimidating, thinking like, I don't necessarily know what I'm supposed to say, what I'm supposed to not say? Am I supposed to have a lawyer? How did you navigate even that initial meeting? Like, how did you know what to do?
I remember the day I had the meeting, me and my boys, we got an Airbnb right up this, like, kind of like 2 blocks from the label. I don't even know what we was doing the night before. We had woke up and the meeting was like in 15 minutes. And we I just took a quick shower and then we dipped and we got over there. We was over there late. So it was like, that's how much pressure it was. Like, it wasn't like, it was just awesome, crazy. We not looking at it like...
You weren't coming into it with that approach?
Nah, I think they appreciated it more too, you know what I'm saying? That's what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to have a meeting with me, right? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be coming in here, like, you want to have a meeting with me, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to talk to me. I'm not here to talk to you, you know what I'm saying?
You felt like you called me here.
Yeah, I'm on my, like...
But did you ever have yourself or anyone in your corners thinking like, okay, do we have enough leverage to go in this meeting? Should we wait? Should we deny the meeting? Or was it just like, yo, there's money here, let's see what they're at least talking about type
For sure. We just knew that, all right, we're going to listen to what these guys have to say. Like, it wasn't anything like we're going to get a meeting and, like, sign something in this meeting, but, like, it's crazy. The one thing is, like, when you sitting in a meeting and then, like, somebody that you've seen, like, because I'm a fan of music, you know what I'm saying? Even though I might say that I'm not, like, I wasn't, like, passionate about my career. I was always taking in music and watching interviews and, like, fucking with music. So it's just, like, I know all these people. Like, I know, like, Leor Cohen, I know Kevin Lyles, I know these people. You know what I'm saying?
If you're a fan of hip-hop, you know they're a big part of the story of the greats.
So when you just in the meeting and then Kevin Lyles just walk in and he's just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like,
be a crazy
I want to sign you, whatever. That's more so like something where it's like, that's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? But like, just going there and talking to people I never seen before, no, that's regular, like, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't feel too much pressure about that
Nah.
shit? So you signed the 300 now. When you actually physically signed, was there an immediate change you saw in the way that you were operating? Like, what changed from fucking around, doing it, drop a video, okay, now I'm a signed artist? What were some of the changes that you noticed, if any? The process of recording music or whatever.
I definitely got to be in studios where Like I had like the freedom to get my studio time whenever I want, at whatever studio I want, and then like just being in the studio kind of like made me love it more and made me fuck with it more because I could just practice it. I could just do it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
did they put you in the studio with anyone who
nah,
maybe wouldn't have access
they
to?
wanted to, and they did, and I have records with a lot of artists that I didn't put up because I'm just like, I'm not gonna be that guy where it's just like I just have this feature and I like, you never heard of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna build up my shit.
So you have features with major artists
For sure.
that you chose yourself not to put up.
Yeah, a lot.
Did you feel just because it wasn't the right song?
Nah, the songs are fire. Like I could play it for you after the
But
interview.
you don't want to be a feature dependent artist. You want to come out. You want to come off
yeah.
your own merit.
Because I have my own sound. Like people, when they hear my music, they're like, I don't know anyone that sounds like you. Obviously, there's like a couple people that would be like, oh, you sound like this person, but
you have a distinguished, like a voice that's very unique, and a sound that's unique.
Yeah. So I was just like more so on that wave. When I put out the first couple releases that I did under the label, I put out a song called Nightfall. Then that was like more like an Alaska situation as well, where that song kind of went up. And then through some mutual friends and mutual people, like me and Pressa did the remix. So after that it was more so like just building, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't really I dropped the tape after that, and the tape went up. But then I was like, all right, cool. I'm an artist. Me personally, I'm not gonna just like keep banging it out. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do something crazy. So like the whole of 2019, I was just like, I'm gonna make the craziest shit. I'm not gonna put out a lot this year, but 2020, I'm gonna put out the craziest shit. That's all I focus on after that. You know what I'm saying?
I was talking to some of your people behind the scenes, and I was even saying that from the outside looking in, just kind of knowing how this shit works a little bit, I can tell like you're in that gearing up phase.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of see when someone's positioning their team and themselves to come out in the near future, and I feel like that's the kind of phase that I see you in.
Yeah, for sure.
That you niggas are building into right now. Talk to me a little about tour life. I believe that you went on tour. You go on tour with Fetty. Was it Fetty that you went on tour with first?
Yeah.
What are some of the takeaways you took from that? Like some of the touring experience. Was that your first time going on tour?
Yeah, it's my first time pretty much anywhere in Canada outside of Toronto.
So what are some of the things that you learned on tour that you like and things that you don't like?
I like, just getting to be in the city different city every night and just kind of be there with the people that you like your boys and shit. Tour life, the actual tour life. I don't like having to wake up mad early. I can't do that all the time.
Get to the next place and shit.
Yeah, or like leave late after the show and then just be sleeping on like in the seat of like an event. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I get to the next place, I just gotta go on the stage. You know what I'm saying? But it's whatever. It's lit.
Did you feel like that was a good way to organically grow your fan base? Even though people there might not.
That's
not
the
everyone
best
there
way.
was, but you have to touch the ground and see the people. Like not everyone there is obviously knowing your music. Not all the fans who are Fetty fans are gonna know your shit.
Yeah.
But there's no other like. Still touching the people and touring is like the most effective way of growing a fan base, no?
For sure. Crazy ass stories, bro. Like I could tell you some it was a crazy ass tour. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how many days did you guys do?
20 something, like 27.
Was it Canada? Canada-wide?
Yeah. It was in some places that wasn't even like main cities.
Like Sault Ste. Marie and some fucking like that.
We went to some we was in this place, we was in this city, what's this shit called? Nanaimo. Nanaimo, British Columbia shit, bro. We had drove, cause it's on Victoria. We had to put the whip on the ferry to go to Victoria, and then we had to drive up there, up to Nanaimo. And we driving, I'm just like Googling it, and I'm just seeing, oh, Nanaimo is like the birthplace of Hell's Angels. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like, that's not good, that's not bad, it's whatever. I literally said that in the car. It was just like a little point that came up and went by. As soon as we get there, I performed. We got there, it was like a community center, bro. It was fucked. It was like, I'm like, Fetty Wap performing at the community center?
That's wild.
And then like, cause that's my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that whole experience made us like made us close. But like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it was just not a city that has
They didn't
people.
have an actual venue that
They
was
don't.
structured
People
for that.
don't perform there.
They
You know
don't
what I'm
come there
saying?
like that. Yeah, I get it.
I think she was saying like Trick Daddy or some shit came there like 2005. That's the last shit before it.
So the whole city's probably waiting on this shit.
They're waiting on it. It was like, it was a community center, but it was packed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I performed. I was an opener, so I performed. But because I was trying to go back to Vancouver, I didn't stay to watch the rest of the performance, Fetty's performance. So I just went on the ferry. I got on the ferry. A nigga that performed with Fetty is on the ferry, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, aren't you guys supposed to be performing right now? He's like, oh shit, the show got canceled. The Hell's Angels shut down the show, and that's what happened. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
why did they shut down the show though? Like, what was the reason behind it?
Like, what happened was they was like, I don't know. I wasn't there, but the story the nigga told, he's like, oh, you gonna shout out Hell's Angels or whatever? Or you not performing? And Fetty's like, the type of dude, like he's from New Jersey. He thought he's gonna come to Canada and it was gonna be like, I don't know what he thought.
Yeah.
He thought he was gonna be like.
He did the bikers were impressive.
He didn't. He's like, yo. I was like on his tour bus after that. He was like, yo, bro. He's like, little bro, I didn't even know Canada was like that. I was like, yo, this shit. I was laughing. I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah, it's what it is, bro.
That shit ended up getting canceled. That shit.
It's crazy.
So, was that tour your first time actually performing? How you did local performances and shit before that, or you never actually got a chance to do that?
I did I did North by Northeast, probably 2014.
But not much.
I think that's like the only show I ever did.
Okay, so being on 300 now, I know you said you got a chance to collab with major artists. Have you got a chance to collab with any actual artists on your label?
Yeah.
Anything you can speak about?
Nothing that's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because of you.
Because of me, like, you know what I'm saying? It might come out, but like, I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? I got my whole shit planned out.
You've been teasing a collab online with Trippy.
Yeah.
Like, kind of just giving the people a glimpse and shit.
Yeah.
Is that part of the gearing up or something that people can look forward to 2020, or what's the plan?
Sure, that's coming out, yeah. That song's coming out. Because that's like organic. Like anything that like a label trying to set me up and put me in a room with somebody, I always look at it weird after, you know what I'm saying? Like if I know somebody or if I know somebody's people and we just
link
and we put it together.
So how did that Trippy relationship come about?
Cause my boy Hoodie, he's like my boy in LA. He's an artist and A&R and shit. He would always be like putting me. He'd be like, yo, fuck with my little bro or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to other people. So then, you know what I'm saying, he kind of put that together. And we did that one song and it was fire. So it was just like, all right, but if you could feel more cool about putting it out, you know what I'm saying, because it's like an actual, like,
organic link up.
Yeah.
Rather than putting two people and see what comes out of it type shit.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Was any part of you hesitant in doing a deal? Because like you said, you're a student of interviews and shit.
Yeah.
And as much as you're seeing like Leo Cohen, you're seeing the Kevin Lyles, you're also hearing about like the Nipseys and the other people who are saying like independence is the way to go. What was your viewpoint going into a major label situation?
I mean, you just gotta, every situation is different for every artist. Just gotta know your shit and what you want. Don't expect nothing from a label. Like, I'm saying, honestly, you want to be independent. You know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes certain shit just happen where you just like want to be signed, or you kind of like you lacking something, you need promotion or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was just like, yo, I could get some money and I could like put out my music and I could like, you know what I'm saying, really get time in the studio. And I don't need you guys to do shit for me, like, other than that, you know what I'm saying?
And especially like at that time, 300 was kind of like establishing themselves as a powerhouse.
Yeah, and they're an American label. They're not a Canadian label.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like you're signing like a...
That's like, they don't have like certain resources in Canada, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just shit you don't know right at the beginning. Like, it's like all these politics with different shit, you know what I'm saying? Every artist has a different situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, even now, like, I'm just about to be, like, finishing my deal with 300 now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's an experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta, there's no right, wrong, there's no which one's better. It's what's better for you.
What works for you.
What works for you. If you don't need money, if you got the funding and you don't need the label, then don't get a label. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want the money to do something with the money, it's up to, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't
whatever works best for your situation.
Whatever works best for your situation. Everyone's different.
What's your biggest takeaway that you've took from being with a major label? Like, what's the most important lesson that you've learned?
Just to do your shit. Like, it's not a label. A label not gonna do nothing for you.
So still operate as if you're independent, basically.
Operate like you're independent and build your. Don't just make music. Like, build the style, build a brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what sells. That's the type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Cause like that's all you gotta do. Like, just be yourself and make the music you make. And however it falls, it falls. Like, I feel like it breeds a lot of like hate and jealousy type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just be like, oh, they'll see the situation and they'll just think, I know somebody, or like I'm like some kind of industry plant. I don't know nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to God, like.
But I feel like that's the kind of perception that people have about you.
For sure. And I know that's the perception that people have about me, because I can feel it and I can hear it. There's people that say shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I can't tell you like how it happened. I don't know, bro. Like, I put out music and people fucked with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? My uncles don't work. My uncle and my dad don't work there. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm sure that's some of the rumors that probably people are saying behind the scenes. Like,
probably, I don't know. Like, my dad not Kevin Lyles. Like,
that's probably one of the rumors too. But I'm assuming that, you know what I mean? But I think it's important what you're saying, because at least if you're doing you at all times, whatever happens, you can live with it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't fucking
and it's like, yo, yourself. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, you could be, it's like, this shit, I'm like mad, I like into the NBA, I watch the NBA a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't remember who it is, they be saying like, yo, no matter who you are, like, you playing in Africa, if you're fire, you're gonna be in the NBA, like, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're independent or not, I feel like there's artists in the city too that don't matter what situation you're in, like, you know what I'm saying? You think it really matter if The Weeknd switch labels? You think it really matter if Drake switch labels, or like even Pressa or shit like that? These people are good artists.
You're gonna be who you are.
You're either good or you're not good. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Because you brought up just Canadian people in general, I want to just kind of go back a little bit. You said you came up off Drake and shit.
Yeah.
Before, that was kind of the era you were in. Who are some of the people now in the Toronto underground, on the landscape of people that are on the brink that you fuck with, if there's any local people that you fuck with, you listen to?
I really don't be listening to like specific artists. I fuck with Pressa, that's a bro, you know what I'm saying? But like, other than him, I fuck with Bernard Bands. I fuck with let me think. I fuck with LB. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with
LB's hard.
LB's hard, the melody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I always say he makes like street lullabies.
For sure.
Like, it's so melodic, like it's almost like that could appeal to like a kid.
Yeah,
but it's like
exactly. Shit. But it hit, you know what I'm saying?
Hits, 100%.
Yeah. Shit like that, that's who I fuck with.
Do you feel like your name gets left out of the top Toronto artist conversation?
I don't even know, because I don't even care. Because none of the artists that I fuck with, like Drake or whoever, there wasn't it's not no ranking that got them where they're at, you know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez, like, they just got it where they at. They popped up, and when they popped up, they didn't go away. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like, I'm not looking in like the Toronto category. I'm trying to be the biggest artist in the world. That's my mentality, you know what I'm saying? When I make music, it's kind of like reverse how I do it. Cause like, I be in LA, I live in LA, you know what I'm saying? So I just...
You're not focused on being the biggest artist locally. You're
But it still matters. Like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, because I seen like my record that I just put out, Easy Call, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a record that kind of is like resonating more within the city. And I could feel the difference, because you need to have that
hometown love first.
You can't just have everything else, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the whole hometown love, and I respect that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do it, but...
That's what I'm kind of getting to. So is it important for you to have that first mod club show and have that Toronto base whenever it comes? Is that something that's like not your focal point, but you kind of understand the importance or the value in that and having that?
For sure. Not like specifically like a mod club
or whatever,
show.
you know what I mean? Like
but yeah, for sure. Like you want to be lit in your city. Like all my people here, like, you know what I'm saying? I know so many people here, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you want to be, but like everyone's path is different, you know what I'm saying?
We pulled up to you today recording in the studio, dropping some crazy shit. What's your ideal like studio setup like? Like what's an ideal studio environment for NUE?
I like studios like this, but I like more like chill vibes. If it was in a house, in a crib, or like
a relaxed kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, relaxed atmosphere, and it's just set up there. You know what I'm saying? You're just chilling, you're smoking, and then you just, you know what I'm saying?
Is it ideally just you and the engineer, or do you like having?
I like having
feedback,
people. I like having people in the studio. Just like having energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Making it a whole thing, like making it an event, so you can have like as big a record as possible, you know what I'm saying?
As you're navigating your way to the music industry, how hard has any of your personal relationships been altered by people having a new perception of you based on being signed to a major label, whether it be actual like girlfriend relationships, friendship relationships? How has that perception from the outside altered your actual personal relationships?
I kind of just... it's just crazy. It just comes across more than what it is, you know what I'm saying? So like it kind of just like a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? It's lit because, you know what I'm saying, it grows you as a person, grows you as an artist. It lets you see what goes into an artist being successful. It's all that good shit, but like, you know what I'm saying, like everything that comes with it, everything else, perception, that's more like a thing that I feel like you kind of like, it's more of a negative, but I don't really care. I feel like, once again, like...
But do you feel like people think you're more up than you are sometimes? Like,
for sure.
People think you're signed, and then like people you know will be like, I can't get a 10 bands, fam. I can't get a...
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm up.
Yeah, but like...
But I'm like, if I was up to whatever level you think I'm up, you would see it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would like... I'm the first person I want to like get, you know what I'm saying, whatever I want to get, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that's off of music, you know what I'm saying? Like music game, like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of rappers just like, the way it's set up is like, it's for the rapper to be successful and look successful. So you know what I'm saying, like that's the first thing that a rapper has to do, you know what I'm saying? So for somebody to just assume you're up because of a record label, like a lot of people sign to record labels, you know what I'm saying?
End up in debt a lot of time and shit.
For sure. And the thing is like, it's just a business deal, whatever. You're just doing it. You gotta know what you're doing. That's it.
What do you think? I know you're not focused on the Toronto scene and being the guy in Toronto. It's not your sole focus. You're thinking more globally, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think is missing from the artists who are establishing themselves as a Toronto underground artist to elevate to that next level where they're able to not just be lit, but provide financially for their family? What do you think's missing from the scene?
I don't know. I just think there needs to be more of like a industry within the city for these artists to make money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of artists, I don't know. I'm still a young artist myself, you know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like the main thing is just like, you just gotta make sure that you know that like where your money's coming from, you know what I'm saying? Like make sure you know that it's an American industry. So you gotta go to America most of the time. Obviously, it's not 100% of the time because you could be stupid lit. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's just the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. I feel like you just gotta know that that's how you gotta tour. You gotta be able to be accessible to all your opportunities.
What does traveling do for your mental space? Art-wise, like creatively?
I make different music every city I go to, kind of thing. Like I have my own vibe there, but like it's just good to travel, you know what I'm saying, get a refresher, you know what I'm saying, reset your mind and whatever. But like other than that, like I just fuck with the vibe. And LA is obviously it's warm weather, and I feel like the music I make over there is just like I kind of found like a certain vibe that I wanted to stick with out there. So that was just more so like I love making music in Toronto too. Those are my two favorite cities to make music. You know?
LA and Toronto.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you make two different type of music?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Fair enough. What are some of your interests outside of music now? Like when you're not doing studio shit or fucking around creatively, what are some of the things that you do like outside of music?
I don't even know.
Is music like your 24-hour focus? There's nothing else besides music?
Nah, I'll be like kick it with my boys, play some video games, play some Call of Duty, play some fucking 2K, whatever, Madden, but like then I'm going to the studio.
To music, end of the night regardless.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I saw I think it was today that you post Winnie Harlow bumping your shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys know each other personally, or is it a random shit that you didn't even know was gonna come?
Nah, I didn't know. Once again, like I did.
Your shit just be mad organic, like.
Bro, like I got a DM yesterday and it said, "Yo, isn't this your track?" from a random page, and that was like an expired story, but I seen it was her who posted it.
Was it like a Snap story or Instagram story or something?
Instagram story.
Okay.
So I was like, "What song?" He's like, "Oh, your new song." She was playing it, and then I got the video. That's it. That's what happened.
Did you guys have any communication, or you just?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough. At this point in your career, gearing up to drop, shit's happening. Just like, I feel like you're a good example of just letting shit take its course, and letting it work out.
Me, like I feel like that's just how it works for me. Like I work hard, I get in the studio, but like, you know what I'm saying, like I care about making music, and my mentality about making music is different than a lot of other artists. Like it's more like I'm trying to like carve out my own space.
For me, just watching you for that brief time in the studio, I can tell you're hands-on.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming that leaks into like creative direction with visuals, artwork. I'm assuming you're pretty hands-on with all your shit.
I'm hands-on, but like I still let everyone do their thing. That's why I'm fucking with you, you know what I'm saying? To get like your sauce on whatever I'm trying to do, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. At this point in your life though, just as a man, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of being around the same people I've been coming up with. Other than that, like I'm not even anywhere where I want to be musically. I'm gonna be way crazy. I'm gonna be way past this. Like next time, by the time this shit come out, probably be way different. You know what I'm saying? Could be. But like anyways, like I'm more so proud about being with my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we just figured it out. You know what I'm saying? And I know like weird shit that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like we still like, and we're not nowhere yet. But I know I'm with the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, fair enough. Because a lot of people, as soon as they get that major label deal, their whole team, you just see them go, like everyone's gone. The label's putting the people in place, but you managed to maybe be from humility and just being a grounded person, keep the same people around you, which is not the usual story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you wouldn't want to be like, you know what I'm saying, you came with your people. These are your guys, you know what I'm saying?
Me the same way. The same people have been with me for the last however many years are the same people I keep around. So I'm trying to grow with them.
Yeah, for sure.
The same way.
That's the most gratifying thing in life, period.
Facts.
Just growing with the people that you fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Your people you came up with, you know?
What's your biggest fear?
Probably, I don't know, just not being able to make the best song I can make. Like I need to be able to live to say, damn, like I made this song. Like, and it's just like the whole world knows the song. Yeah, that's.
Do you come to the studio every night thinking that this could be that song?
Nah, I never think that, because I don't know what that song is. I don't know how to make that song yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just coming in the studio, I'm making music, and
when it happens,
obviously I try to make better music, but I don't know how to make that. It just happens, I guess.
But I feel like with the artists who have those songs, they always say like, I wasn't even gonna put this shit out. Like, it's always one of the ones that's like, I didn't even fuck with this song, and now that's the one that the whole fucking the world fucks with this shit.
For sure.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
In one of your recent freestyles, I heard you say I think it was Black Cloud. Was it Black Cloud?
Yeah.
Black Cloud coming soon.
Nah, it's not Dark Love.
Dark Love?
Yeah.
Dark Love coming soon.
Yeah.
What's Dark Love?
That's my project I've been working on. That's just the title I've been having for it, you know what I'm saying? So
Is that gonna be like an EP type thing you're working on?
it's a long project. It's a lot of music on there, you know what I'm saying? It's music I made all last year, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm gonna put it out now. I'm still thinking about it, like, you know what I'm saying, sporadically. Sometimes I'll just be listening to a song and I'll put it out. And it's the same shit I did with Easy Call. Like, I made that song, like, probably last time I was in this room, like, November 30th. And the song not even, like, more than a month old, you know what I'm saying?
I thought it was out longer than that.
Nah.
That's crazy.
It came out halfway through December, the video, and then the song came out on all platforms, like, December 28th. Which is like 2 weeks ago.
That's really recent, yeah.
Yeah, and the shit did like, it's going up right now, so it's like a blessing that it's just going up. But that's the type of record that you talking about, like.
You didn't know it was gonna do that. You just put it out.
I knew it was cool. I'm like, I fuck with this. I'm gonna put it out, and that's it.
But you never really know.
Nah, you never know. There's no way you could know.
Fair enough. Well, fuck. On our end, man, like I said, I've been following your story for a long time. So I felt it was important to have this conversation just because I'm someone who kind of understands what's been happening with you. I've seen the music kind of progress, change. Things just happen for you, God willing, because they're supposed to happen for you. And we're rooting for you in the new year. I feel like you're gearing up for a crazy 2020. So
appreciate
my
that,
guy
bro.
NUE. This is Cash Feelings on the ones.